Hi, my name is Robin Morrow, and my partner for this assignment is Frances Graham. We chose the ESL method I have, who has. And the purpose of this is to learn vocabulary words across all subjects and practice communication and socialization skills. So the only thing you need for this game is flashcards and vocabulary words and definitions depending on the subject and proficiency level you're working with. So the greatest thing, in my opinion, is that you can use this game for all grade levels, all proficiency levels, and all subjects, because all subjects have vocabulary, and vocabulary ranges from super duper easy to really, really difficult. So you can kind of mix up easy and difficult vocabulary words, or you can split up into groups, kind of depending on their proficiency level. So this game is really versatile, and it can help a lot of students in a lot of different subjects. The TEKS we chose is the third grade English Language Arts, and we chose the TEKS B, Knowledge and Skills, and it's developing and sustaining foundational language skills, listening, speaking, discussion, and thinking, oral language. The student develops oral language through listening, speaking, and discussion. And then I included in the planning sheet what the student is expected to do A through E, but I don't feel like I need to discuss that because the summary that I just read pretty much sums it up. For the ELPS, we chose listening, which is C2G, understanding general meaning, main points and details, and C2I, which is demonstrating listening comprehension. So obviously you have to be a good listener in order to see if you have that vocabulary word that they're describing or not. And then for speaking, we chose C3A, which is practice using English sound system in a new vocabulary, C3D, which is speaking using grade level content, area vocabulary and context, and C3E, which is sharing in cooperative groups. So now Frances is going to kind of give you an example of the game and describe its importance in the classroom.
My name is Frances Graham, and as Robin said, I'm going to be explaining or giving an example of the I have, who has strategy, and then explaining the importance of this strategy. And so for this strategy, it can be used small group or whole group. And the way this strategy works is each student will have a card. And so someone will have the first card. And so the first card will look something like this. It says, I have the first card. So the student will read the first sentence, I have the first card. Who has a person, place, or thing? And so the other students in the class will be listening. And so obviously that's a noun. So the student who has the noun would say, I have a noun, and then read their next definition. Who has something that describes a noun? And that would be an adjective. So whichever student has the word adjective on their card would read next. And so this, and you would just go on until you get to the last card. And the reason this strategy is so useful and important is because it gives the teacher a way to monitor different language proficiencies and in listening, speaking, reading, and comprehension. And so because the teacher is listening to what students are getting correct and if they're getting the right words. And another good thing about this strategy is it's a way for every student to be involved because every student can have a card. And something I really like about this strategy is that since the students don't know what word is coming next, it forces them to pay attention to every word and be listening for their definition for their word. And so they're having to listen to all the definitions and what words go with each of those definitions. And it's getting those words in their head because it's reinforcing the words that they're listening to. And one way you could modify these cards for ESL is to put pictures. So say you were doing this for science vocabulary. You could put the word right here and then next to the word, put a picture of that word. And so it gives the students a visual to reinforce what that word is. And so, like I said, this is a really good strategy because it gives the teacher a way to monitor all of her students and reinforce all of these vocabulary words in their students' heads.